Okay, guys, so we're here to do a quick video. It was just announced that WWE has officially parted ways with six more talents. So over the last 2.5 weeks, WWE has let go of top executives, like 15 wrestlers, including today. There's talks about the company being sold. Um, Basically, this guy who's executive, uh, yeah, this guy, like Nick Khan, who's been given these positions and these authorities and brought in John Laurinaitis and all these other old fashioned cronies of Vince McMahon. So I want to get into why this is not a good idea for WWE going forward and for any fan, honestly. So and I'm going to vent in this video because I've been a fan of WWE since I was like 5 or 6 years old, and I've seen the product grow and get good. And then all of a sudden, now within the last probably 4 years, this has just gotten so horrible. And I feel bad for all the talent and the executives and referees that have been fired. Um, so let's evaluate this. 2 weeks ago, that's when really things started picking up. Um, Most of the creative team was let go. The higher up production people were let go. Um, and again, WWE consistently says that this is a budget cut issue. I completely disagree with that statement. This is a way for them to not be able to have to pay all this money to people who have worked for them for years. Um, because as soon as John Laurinaitis was in charge of talent relations again, he starts letting all of this talent go from NXT and some of the main roster people. So here's let's go down the list here. Aleister Black was released today. Why? You just had him come back from his injury and put on TV to have a storyline, and then you fire him and not even give him an opportunity to come back from his injury. Makes no sense whatsoever. Then Ruby Riott, okay, who I think is a very talented woman as a female wrestler, and she could go anywhere and be successful. Um, you let her go, but yet you keep Liv Morgan, who's her tag team partner. Makes absolutely no sense. Buddy Murphy, this guy was a former cruiserweight champion. I mean, he was working with Seth Rollins in a storyline before where they were a tag team on Monday Night Raw and they were feuding with the Mysterios. That was actually a decent storyline. I enjoyed that. And then you lock him behind closed doors and put him in catering, and you're like, "Hey, well, we're just going to keep you on the roster until we have something for you to do." And then what happens? Less than 5 months later, you fire him and you let him just walk away and go to another company, which you know well enough he's going to sign with another company and be absolutely successful in that company because you didn't give him the opportunities that you need to give your talent. I keep bringing this up with WWE because they sign all of these talents from all these companies and then they do jack shit with them. And then they wonder why later on their ratings are bad, why they can't put together a decent pay-per-view. Okay, and then Braun Strowman. This is what bobbles my mind even more. To let Braun Strowman go and fire Braun Strowman, a former Universal Champion. Okay? He was in so many storylines with Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, all the major people on the major roster. And then you just say, okay, well, just sit there and we'll come up with something for you to do. No, they didn't have the common respect to even do that. They waited less than, give or take, a week and a half, week and 3 days, after he was just at a pay per view where he was challenging for a title. And then you fire the guy without even giving him any warning? What sense does that make? None whatsoever. Raw is absolutely pathetic and horrible right now because you are firing all your top talents. You aren't giving any of your talent opportunities to be successful in your company. All you're basing it on is Roman Reigns. That's what WWE is right now. Roman Reigns, and that's it. Other than that, they have nothing going for them. Look at who's the Intercontinental Champion. Look at who's the United States Champion. Look at who the tag team champions are. The women's tag team division is a joke. Who are going to go after those championships now? Now that you have officially let Lana go, also, who was in a tag team with Naomi, which was a decent tag team. Who is gonna defend those belts against who? You have nobody in that division. Santana Garrett, who's an amazing wrestler. She has been around for 20 years, honestly, I think, in the business at this point. She knows wrestling. She trains people. She's been in every other company all over the world and been successful. But yet you call her up to the main roster and you don't even let her premiere to have a debut to fight anybody. You just fire her because you feel like firing her. That to me makes absolutely no sense. That's why I refuse to watch Raw ever again because it's horrible. It's like brain surgery. I mean, it's like watching a Three Stooges marathon, okay? Nails on a chalkboard. Monday Night Raw is absolutely pathetic. I'm sorry that I have to rant and rave and go on a ballistic rant here, but WWE has not learned anything from their previous releases. Like, okay, last year they released something like 20 or 30 wrestlers. I think it was more than that, actually. Now they're continuing the same process. Nick Khan, who is the vice president of WWE right now, apparently, has driven a stake into the heart of every WWE fan right now because you're letting go all of this talent that you had high hopes on for. And I don't understand why this is flying. Why is Triple H not saying anything? Why is Vince McMahon not doing anything about this situation? Why is Stephanie not doing anything about this situation? You're letting your talent walk right out the door and go to other companies. Look at the success that all those talents that were let go over the last 2.5 years in AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact, other companies, New Japan, AAA, Noah, all of these other companies have picked these other talents up that you let go, and they are being very well high publicized. They are excelling at what they do as a wrestler and on the mic. Like, okay, the Lana thing, I can see that happening, okay? Because her husband's already in AEW. It makes perfect sense for her to be signed there if that's what's going to happen. The Iconics, like, okay, that makes sense too because they could probably be very successful in Impact or in AEW. And look at EC3 and what he's doing in Ring of Honor right now. Pretty well put together there. Eric Young has his own stable and Impact. He's being very well pushed in that situation. That's what I'm saying. As a wrestling fan, WWE is complete garbage right now, and they are literally putting a stake into their own company's heart and thrashing it. Like, they don't care about the fans. This new version of the network, like I said in a previous video, is garbage on Peacock because they're censoring every single moment that ever happened on SmackDown, Raw, or any pay-per-view. You're not getting the full benefit of what you're paying for. I don't see a point in even paying for that network because you're not getting what you're paying for. And I'm sorry as a fan, but I'm frustrated because WWE programming has never been this bad ever in my entire life. And I am to the point now to where I cannot watch a single WWE pay-per-view ever again from this moment forward. Um, you are letting go of people who deserve opportunities, and I am not going to support a company that basically fires everybody and says screw you, we're not going to do anything with you. Like, what was the point? Like, even NXT right now is garbage. I'm sorry, but I cannot even stand to watch NXT anymore because it's so horrible. It's absolutely pathetically horrible, and I'm sorry, but I would rather watch Impact, AEW, Ring of Honor, any other company other than WWE right now because WWE sucks right now. They need to get their shit together. I'm sorry, but if you want to bring in a John Cena, a Brock Lesnar again and pay them all this money for SummerSlam, that's fine. That's your business. If you want to bring in Cardi B as well to promote SummerSlam, that's your business too. But I'm still not going to watch SummerSlam. I have no interest in it, and WWE needs to really evaluate their situation right now and treat their wrestlers the way that they should be treated. Because that's why look at Mark Henry, Christian Cage, Paul White, they're all in AEW, and look at what they're doing right now. Look at Jim Ross. Look at all of these other people who have left WWE and they're so successful at what they do in other companies, and I commend them for all their hard work. I as a wrestling fan, I don't like to be judgmental, but at this point, WWE is just ungodly horrible, and they don't know how to develop their talent. They let talent go. They fire people who they should be pushing. I can't get behind this WWE product anymore. I'm sorry. I will not be watching Monday Night Raw anymore. There will be no more SmackDown reviews. I will be reviewing the other companies because the other companies treat their talent the way that they should be treated. That's just how I feel about wrestling right now. It's just WWE is like it's an infection. It's a plague. It's a virus. It is the worst product in the wrestling industry right now. I am sorry to say that, but I cannot watch this wrestling program anymore.